Hey everybody. First off, I just want to apologize for the delay on this. I had some very odd software issues with my MT4 platform, and I had to end up reinstalling the whole thing and redoing it all. So you'll see here it's all fresh charts that we've got, and this prevented me from getting anything out. I was going to do it early New York Open here today, but nonetheless, getting it out now. So apologize for the delay if you've been waiting for this. And again, for all of our members, we'll be going live again for London Open going into Tuesday as well at midnight New York time, so you can watch for that. So just looking at the charts real quick, I've got a chart up of the US dollar. As you can see, more of the same. We are stuck in this sideways, and this is the daily chart that I've got up here, stuck in this sideways price movement here for an indefinite amount of time. Now, I think I've kind of got an eyeball on that time frame. Now, if you look at this, so I'm just going to pull this up real quick here. In case you didn't know, you're gonna, after I'm done explaining it to you here, starting this week, so at the time of this recording, we're now into Tuesdays. So Monday is over, and not much going on Monday anyway. You'll see from the charts here in a minute, pretty much sideways price action, so not a whole lot of activity happening. Again, summer trading as well too, so there's not a lot you want to be doing in the markets anyway this time of year. Looking at this week though, we're going to see a whole lot of movement on the euro. So just looking at the euro USD, it has also been going straight sideways for the past little while as well, not making any headway up or down. This week here, they're probably going to finally release that. Starting off Wednesday, we've got a bunch of French flash services, manufacturing, a whole bunch of stuff going on here this week for the euro on Wednesday. And then Thursday, we've obviously got the monetary policy statements and interest rate announcements for the euro as well too. I don't believe they're planning on changing that. I believe that they're going to keep their interest rates the same, at least for now, which is very different from what the U.S. is going to do. And I believe that we're probably going to see the first rate hike for the U.S. dollar. I'm sorry, not rate hike, rate decline for the U.S. dollar going into next week, which brings me into the news for next week. As you can see here, again, nothing really to speak of on Monday, absolutely nothing on Tuesday. Wednesday, it's all euro news, and then Thursday, it's all euro news again, with core durable goods for the U.S. dollar coming in on Thursday, and then Friday, we have advanced GDP numbers coming out for Friday. So pretty quiet week, except for the euro USD. If you're trading the euro, keep in mind Thursday, you probably don't want to be in the markets Thursday in the euro. Trade another pair because this pair is going to move. Now, going into next week, this brings me to my original comment from before about interest rate hikes. We have I'm going to skip all of this because I'll go through this all next week, but next Wednesday, what do we got right here? We've got the FOMC and federal funds rate coming out next Wednesday afternoon. So I believe all of this consolidation and all of the sideways movement that we've been seeing in the dollar as of late, it's all leading up to this rate announcement coming out, and I believe that's when we're going to see the the Fed come in and lower the interest rates a quarter basis point again. They did it once last year, and I think they have at least 2 scheduled for this year. So they're not going to drop it down a half a percent or anything like that all in one go. They're going to probably take a quarter at a time, and they'll do a couple of them throughout the year. So I think that's what the market's waiting for, the other shoe to drop, so to speak, and we'll probably see this start to happen and start to get some momentum probably next week. So I would imagine this week it's going to be 20 pips here, 30 pips there, take it where you can get it and go from there. So again, in terms of analysis for this, not much to speak about. Haven't seen any significant run higher here. Last Thursday we had a run down here, which I was hoping that was going to continue. It didn't. It just Monday came right back and ran straight back up doing nothing. So again, locked in that sideways movement. Euro, same thing. Keep in mind, Euro USD has that monetary policy news event coming out on Thursday of this week. And again, still in the same sideways price trend that we're seeing, so nothing to speak of there. Like I say, again, we're going to see some movement on this. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw this thing try to jam down here, to be honest with you, but I'm going to watch for that. I'm not going to call anything on the euro until those monetary policies monetary policy update comes out for Thursday, and then from there will be business as usual on the euro, and we'll worry about that. But lots of room to the upside. You can see here, euro has high after high after high that is still intact, and all of these guys in here, they ran one brief high rate here. They took that out and ran that out there. Let me get a straight line here. There we go. And then we had some interim highs in here that were all run out as well too, with this last high rate there. But that's what we're working with here. So relatively still tons of liquidity to the upside. They're really playing with this here quite a bit. Now I'd like to see, personally, I'd like to see one quick shot down just to run this low here, rebalance, and then a quick run higher. I don't really want to see this low get taken out. If it does, that's fine. We can obviously trade that play, but I'd like to see this more so to the upside going forward. And with the US dollar, if they do announce a rate decline as anticipated, there should be no reason why this wouldn't go higher. So we'll watch for that, though, to come out without having to speculate too much. But more of the same up until Thursday, I believe, and probably until next Wednesday, the 31st of July, for the US dollar. Cable, it's really showing a lot of weakness to the downside. You can see here it was going sideways for quite a while, and these lows and highs just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and then finally we ran lower, took out this old swing low from last year right there, that candle. My apologies, actually, I think that's the first opening day of the year right there. That big stop run, rejection, run higher, and then they're trading softer again. So, you know, same type of thing. So we see the pound dollar took a new low here. Euro USD held in consolidation, hasn't taken the low yet. US dollar also hasn't taken those highs yet, pausing in here quite a bit. So we'll see. With Brexit and everything else in the mix over in the UK, this thing is a gamble right here. So trade the pound with a grain of salt. And what I mean by that is get in and get out. I wouldn't be holding for big 120 pip ranges. You can certainly get them, but are they predictable? Not in my opinion. Lots of room to the upside. We had one little stop run right here. When price ran above here and then rejected and turtle soup lower and just took out this low here. So now from here, do we go lower than this? I don't know. Do we go higher? I feel like there's a lot of area higher that they can go, but if you look on the weekly, you know, again, we're just banging back into this consolidation level in here. And if you take a fib from, you know, we'll do it from here to there, you can see we're just kind of hovering right around that 79% retracement level. Went into it a little bit here, but we're definitely just shy of taking out these two lows under here. So we'll see what they want to do. If this is going to be the low on the weekly profile rate in here, or if we're going to start continuing to go lower, and the new trend is going to be lower lows for the pound dollar. If you look at a monthly, you can see here we're in lows that haven't been seen since, well, since 2016, I guess, after Brexit. So the decision was made. So we'll see what they want to do. But like I say, going forward into this week here, we can see this big downward slide here on cable. Really, until this high here gets violated again, or this high in here, I'm not going to be bullish on pound dollar. But there is lots of room to the upside for this to move, for sure. I'm looking at these highs over here. You see all these highs up in here? I'm looking for a target right up and around here. Love to get that. I don't know. Put the date of ours on real quickly. You can see Monday trading here pretty much sideways to open up, and then one quick drop, and again return to the same sideways price action. They just ran these lows. You can see this right here, these two lows right here, just ran and tagged off of this old high right here. I like the reaction that that we saw off of hitting that high. Nice big push up, and then now price is just settling in here. So I'm hoping that these are the lows on the week. That would be great if we saw the lows in here, or even the lows coming in the next few hours, and price didn't want to go any lower than this small consolidation pattern in here. If that was the low here, then I would expect higher prices for the week. But we'll wait and see on that one. I'll give a more detailed analysis for the live London Open breakdown. But for now, we'll leave it at that. Euro GBP is still shooting for these old highs up here. I've had these highs marked out for quite a while, and they're finally just getting to them here now. Only a few, about 100 pips or so away, 200 pips or so away, a little less actually. Let me just get a line on that. We are 120. Yeah, about that. About 120 pips away from taking out those highs. Euro GBP has been on an absolute tear. Came down, failed to take out that low. One big power swing and momentum straight up. Apart from this, they've really been working this area in here. It definitely hasn't been going straight up. It's been a long sort of process to get up here. But I think ultimately we're going to see, we could see a sweep below. See these lows right here? Bunch of equal lows there. Watch that, guys. They could do a quick, sharp move down. And if we see that, we could see a rejection and then a continuation higher. So that's what I'm looking for. We'll see, but I think they're going to get up to those highs eventually. We saw the high here come in, just failing this here last week, just failing to get above those highs there. So I think going into next week, we'll probably see them start to make another push for those equal highs. US CAD, again, same consolidation. This is going to keep doing this until the US dollar makes a decision on their interest rates. So nothing to talk about here until that comes in. But we obviously took out some real significant lows right here, and you can see that there. And now we're just sitting there going sideways. So I do, however, like this. There's an area right above these highs here that I think they're going to run up. I'd like to see them push into that this week and then reject and then start to make a run lower. I'm going to be watching for that on Canadian dollar. I'm also going to watch to see if they want to briefly get above this high here. I'm going to watch for that, and if we can see that, then I'm basically going to watch for these lows and see where they want to stop up in here to see if we have any resistance in there. But I'm going to be watching two areas. One right here, which I definitely think they're going to get up to, and then I want to see the strength of that trend and see how high they want to get, to see if they want to get above that high there. So we'll worry about that, though, more towards the end of this week, probably into next week, but I'm going to be starting to watch it here come Wednesday, Thursday of this week. US yen, nothing really to talk about here, just sort of going nowhere. We had a nice drop in here, but since then, again, price has been going sideways. So I'm going to hold off on US yen until we get some direction on the US dollar. Australian dollar, however, I did want to talk about that. This is the only chart I marked up a little bit, and because I put this old call out at 70.80, and I still have one more level on Aussie that I'm looking at, and that's way up here at 72.05. I think we're going to start to see that here, but again, with the US dollar, I think they're probably just going to be going sideways, and there's a bunch of news calls coming up for Aussie as well too next week. So what I'm going to be looking at here is a brief run lower, and I don't think we're going to get below this low here or anything like that. I think that's probably going to be the swing low for the interim, and then we're going to see higher prices, but I want to see this low right here and see what they want to do. But so far, this level here was achieved, so we called that, and hopefully you guys got in on some of that because there was a nice swing higher. But Aussie hitting the targets as called. Crude oil. This guy here, we've taken out the lows and really hasn't gone anywhere the past 3-4 days. Zoom in here a little bit. You can see here 1, 2, 3, 4 days really haven't done anything. We came in, hit a low down here, which tagged off of these old highs in there. I liked that, but I really don't like to see what we're seeing here. I wanted to see more aggressive nature and bullish buying after it hit that level in there. We're not seeing that yet, so we could see one more round lower on crude oil before. But personally, in my opinion, if we start taking out this high and this high here, so basically above this line here, if we start taking out this high here and that high, I'm going to be bullish. I'm going to be holding out for prices to go above here and then subsequently above these highs here and ultimately up there. So we're going to wait and see because they've got production cuts. They've got everything else that should be going for this. So we should start to see higher prices in oil. But we may have to wait for a little bit to get back in the seasonal trend. Again, we're right in the summer trend, which is sideways to declining, and you can see that here. April, May, and then into June, sideways to declining into July. So we could see more of this for August, so just keep that in mind. And then we'll start to see the price of crude rally a bit before the big decline and sell-off going into the end of the year. Finally, last one I want to talk about is, well, gold. And then if you've been living under a rock, you haven't heard about silver. But look at silver the past little while. Jumped up over $1, and it looks like it's still going. Lots of room to the upside on silver. Every single one of these highs here, they have not ran. Look at that high, 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 high. And this is, I think, just the start. So what I'd like to see here is just a real quick decline and then a rejection higher. And I think we'll probably get that next week. So we'll watch for that. Same thing with gold. Price in here, I don't want to see price go much lower than the middle of this range right in here. And I think price will be supported in there. But I'm basically looking and holding out for higher prices. And 1500s is on the market, on the mark for me. Basically just a return back into this consolidation range. But I think we got another big leg up in gold. So watch for that. So anyway, folks, again, apologize for the delay getting this out. A little bit of a software glitch, but I think I've got that resolved now. And so it's going to be business as usual. London Open for the members going in at London Open at 12 a.m. New York time. So you can watch for that if you're a member. If not, check us out, f45trading.com. And hope you guys have a great week of trading. Take it easy. It's still summer months, not much going on. And interest rates coming out next week, so we'll talk about that more going forward. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, give us a thumbs up on our YouTube channel and hit subscribe down here if you haven't already. Until the next one, talk to you then.